Hello everybody, it's Granny Joe. I'm trying to look at the blinking light and see if that's right. Anyway, I just got in from my trip, and for all of those on YouTube that I didn't say it right, I took a trip and I left last Friday. I went down to Campbell, Missouri for a benefit, a rally. I've already put the pictures up. I forgot to get any at the barbecue because when we got back from the rally, we went home and took a shower. That's 30 minutes to wash that mud off. I mean, I could have grown potatoes in my ears, okay? It was that much fun, okay? When is the last time you went out? It was, I think, 15 miles from the park where we started all the way across town on the back roads, because you couldn't drive. There was 20 of us in the group or so. The back roads to his cabin, which is in the woods, which is on 200 acres. And we went out driving through the woods because he'd already brush hogged it so we could all go running through there. And I missed half of the fun stuff where we almost ran into each other going around the curves because we had to backtrack because of the mud and stuff we couldn't get through. The second day we went out and ran into trees that were down. We couldn't get through. There was no way, so we had to turn around. Well, you try and turn this thing around in a little path with a big old tree across. Fun. So I had absolutely a wonderful time. Yes, my cheeks are red. My arm is red from driving and everything. And trust me, people, that is a farming community. I learned so much about farming. Corn, soybeans, cotton, and here was the kicker to me, rice. Because down in there they have that levee, because the St. Francis or something river, whatever goes through there, I don't remember. I'm not good on names. But it overflows, so that's part of the property by the levee where he has his place, it floods. And they put this big old tall levee, they dug it and put this levee up around the town to keep the crops on the other side of the levee. Because there are thousands on top of thousands on top of thousands of acres of crops down in there. I was horribly amazed. Plus, I learned a lot. Do you know that a 1,000-acre farmer is a really small farmer? 5 to 10,000 is an average out in that community. And one thing I have to say, every house, they didn't have what I call nasty houses with junk and stuff around them. Every house was big, beautiful, and nice, and mowed and clean. They may have some farming equipment, but the majority, and we went 50 miles in almost every direction, and every community around there was clean. Plus they have something else, peaches, and I can't remember the name of the peaches. The guy was there, he rode with us, and I can't remember his last name. It starts with a B. Anyway, peaches, thousands of peaches, acres of peaches. So then Sunday we were running around and we went through the levee and around. When we come back, we were going a different road, and I go, "That's a watermelon." "Oh, that's a watermelon." Yeah, they were. Both sides of the road for mile and mile and mile and mile. And then they had them on trailers. 10, 15 trailers. These big trailers like my rig, full of watermelon. Then he said, "You really want a watermelon?" He says, "I know some people have really good ones." So we turned down another road, went to their ranch, and here we go again. Another 10 trailers. Just the flat trailers with the little edges on them. They're 2, 3 deep. And we just pull up and there's nobody there. We take the jar and put the money in the jar and take the watermelon. And oh, was it good. I'd given up. I'd had like 6 this year. And the first one was good. The rest of them were terrible. These were exquisite. Tootsie, what are you doing? Tootsie? Bella? You were outside. Why are you at the door again? I'm going to hurt you. Anyway, sorry. The dogs are being silly. Anyway, I'm back. Think I'm alive. Don't I look beautiful? But I'll tell you what, don't put on makeup. and expect to go dirt riding. And we went down hills through mud. I was like, my hips were riding in the mud because we were sinking on one side, and I was like, oh, mud, mud, mud. Anyway, it was a blast. For someone who's 70 years old, it was fun. But I've never seen so many crops, people. Crops. I mean, watermelon, peaches, corn, rice, beans, you know. I was like, rice. That's the one that got me the most. But it's because of all the water, it's a good place to do it because you have to have kind of wet ground for rice. So I was quite amazed. Plus, they've started something I didn't know. You know, well, the guy I went to go with, Ed, he's part of this little community. Anyway, his son was irrigating, and I had never been the ones you see up on the wheels that sit alongside the road. I was kind of fascinated at how they just take off and they walk all the way, and if you don't have a stop at the end, they just keep on going until they hit something. Because there's a little thing that pops. They hit like the palm of your hand. There's metal, and if that metal lines up with like a post or something, it'll stop. Otherwise, it just keeps on going. But most of the time, you have to be real careful. Some of them will go all the way around. But if there's a telephone post, you have to irrigate a little bit different. You know, that was really, really awesome. And then they have a new thing where it's 1/4 of a mile of plastic that they lay down. They fill full of water, and then each of the rows, they go along and put a hole in it once they get it full, so it can irrigate the crops. $250 for 1/4 of a mile of that plastic that they are spending out there to make those corns or soybeans or cotton, whatever they're irrigating. It was fascinating, people. It was so fascinating. And the barbecue. Oh, for the people, they raised something like $6,000. There were 2 of the cancer people, and I think they each got like $3,000. But what they gave away was amazing. They had drawing after drawing after drawing, which I didn't know. I sat there and held the bar up because outside where they were cooking, it was really, really hot. So I went inside, and I don't drink. So I held the bar up. I got quite a kick out of the ladies that were in there, and they'd been on the ride with me, and then there was a second ride too. After we came in, a second ride went out of people who weren't cooking. So I'm sure that one was a lot hotter than ours was, as we left at 9. And I think we got back at 12 or 1. And then we went home and took a quick shower and cleaned up. And then he came back and put his chickens on. He came in, I think, 3rd or 4th in the chicken category. And then in the pork category, he came in 3rd or 4th, too. First place for the game we were playing, because each time you stop at one of these places and everybody stops and passes the beer around and whatever you're eating or drinking, you know, you pass it around. They play a card game. So I ended up having 3 9s right off the bat. So I beat everybody at 3 9s. But then the last 2 I lost. Somebody else got aces. So a guy on the second ride, he won one of the shotguns. Or I don't know if it was a shotgun. It was a gun. It was a rifle of some sort. And then the other one, I don't know who it went to, but they had barbecue pits. They had a pheasant hunt for 4 people, a duck hunt, and I don't know what else. There was several other things there that they gave away. There was a $100 gift certificate. Didn't see that one. I would have put some tickets in. But they did really, really well for the people who the benefit was for. The food was excellent. There was tons and tons of meat and meat and meat. There was over 100 people. And I didn't get any of the video because by that time it was 6:30 at night and I was exhausted because I'd got up at 6 something. So, and Granny's not used to being go, go, go all day long. But it was fun. It was exciting. It benefited the people, and I'm really, really proud. And this is the Glennon, Glennon-Ville, Knights of Columbus, or maybe it was the community center. I'm not sure. It's a little bitty town. There's not hardly anything. It's not even a town. It's not even got a township. It's just a place. It's called Glenville. And the people there, oh man, boy, when they support somebody, and fun and laugh, no fights. Everything went off without any glitches. It was great. It was great. Tons of, at the end, everybody came in. By the way, a lot of them were Catholic. I was like, Catholics, alrighty. And everywhere we go, Catholic church, Catholic. So it was interesting to go into somebody else's time frame and community and see what goes on. It is unique. So I traveled everywhere for a lot of you. So I hope you enjoy the craziness of all the videos. I may stick one on here of when we ran him to the branch of the tree and had to turn around, which wasn't fun. So anyway, and I will talk at you later. Enjoy, my friends, and thank you for subscribing. Well, folks, when you can't go down the road anymore, you turn around and you go the other way. We didn't bring a saw. But see, we got through that tree, so we're going to try it again going back. Later.